They call Mr. Muhammad a hate teacher because he makes you hate dope and alcohol. They call Mr. Muhammad a black supremacist because he teaches you and me not only that we're as good as the white man, but better than the white man. Yeah, better than the white man. You are better than the white man. And that's not saying anything. That's not saying you know where just to be equal with him. Who is he to be equal with? You look at his skin. You can't compare your skin with his skin. While your skin look like gold beside his skin.
All right. Glow rising all. We are about to get started with a very special event today. This has been a great moment that has been developing over the past couple of days. I thank everyone for being involved. This book has really caused so much discussion that I think that it's only right that we continue to elevate the conversation in regards to the 3 steps to end racism right now. If you have not copped your copy, please check the description. It is a live link. It has already, there has been some efforts to take this link from being publicized. So again, people, this conversation is moving. It is moving to in areas that we never saw, that we didn't even think they were going to be moving to. So make sure you download your free copy for 3 steps to end racism right now. It is literally the buzz in social media and conscious and woke, as well as in academia now, is moving through with getting requests for this manuscript. And this is the premise of the conversation this morning. So again, I want to thank everyone for being here, being on board, being ready. And without any further ado, we want to continue to elevate the conversation, but with not only elevating the conversation, but with peppering with the activism and the advocacy in creating the world that we want to exist in. Without any further ado, I want to welcome to the platform both author and activist and advocate for Black supremacy, Brother Palmetto Star. You can also call him Prophet Rovet, as well as, of course, someone that is, you all are familiar, has had some time on the panel before as well, from Exodus, Mississippi. We want to welcome Angelsnupnup7, and we are going to get started with this very timely and very important conversation today. Welcome. We're going to add Brother to the screen, and just want to say thank you all again for being here with us to weigh in on this heavy conversation. And we see everyone in the room. Thank you so much for being a part. We see Brother Neophyte. We see Tanjan Zhu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Grand Rising and good morning there.
Well, in greeting of culture, I want to say Black supremacy to everybody that's listening and everybody that will be listening to this. And Black supremacy, Brother Snoop Snoop. See you out here, and I appreciate everything that you have said and that you have done. And I just wanted to, when I saw the book review, I hit Courtney up because I just wanted to. There's a couple things I wanted to address. Well, first, let's just take on the most obvious thing. There is no possible way that even though the book is written to be read in one sitting, It's written to be read in one sitting. It's pages. It's written to be read in one setting because the answer and the solution to racism is simple and clear. And I don't want to convolute the issue by make it that by putting a lot of unnecessary stuff on there. So I did make the book very concise and easy to read on all reading levels. However, it is painfully obvious that you didn't read past page 14 of the book. And that was obvious by what you were saying in your book review, because you had said that we had just created a world with just black and pink people. And that is not the case because I address every nationality, I address every ethnicity in the book. Because it's important to do so. As a matter of fact, um, you know, at page 15, I go into the racial assignment for non-indigenous people. You know, and non-indigenous includes Asians, white Hispanics, um, all those people, Arabs, all of those people. I address that specifically in my book. So, yeah, in fact, no, the book. In fact, I'll say, I'll read this to you. This is actually on page 15, so there's no possible way you could have read past page 14, because on page 15 I address non-indigenous, and where I say we must acknowledge the role that non-indigenous have played in racism. If you are not melanated and your hair does not curl or have the potential to curl toward the sun, you are not the indigenous native being of whatever land you are in, including and especially what is currently considered the Americas. Miscegenation has been a tool wielded violently in places like Brazil in order to reset the balance and end racism. Now, people that were once white Hispanic, Asian, are considered themselves any subset of ethnic Latino, Arab, non black Egyptians, or any non black, non African are now non indigenous. With free eyes, we see that the land is not your birthright. You have lost the truth about your origin. In your land, only the oldest stones alone tell no lie. Your fathers will be left in the old world for the whispered wars against black divine beings. Commit now to your most proper place. Be the balance or be the ashes. We will end racism. This is the new world free of empty egos, of death, and stolen culture. This is why invaders and invader allies are non indigenous. So I did specifically address every ethnic group aside from black and pink people. Of course, I talk about them black and pink most extensively because that's where the dynamic of racism actually is and comes from. Is from that dynamic of black and pink people. So I definitely wanted to address that, and and I saw on your review it just seemed like you colored it a lot with your own experiences. You colored it a lot with your own experience with men and with religion and with the experiences that you had. So, aside from you not reading the book, which was painfully obvious that you didn't read past page 14, and you may have, you know, looked and saw and, went through to critique different things. You definitely didn't read the definition of black supremacy. Um, but aside from that, what I saw was a pained black being, a black being that needs healing. And what black supremacy is about healing our black brothers, is about healing our black nation, is about healing our black men. So that's why I insisted on talking to you as soon as possible with Courtney, not for the mere fact you didn't read the book. That I mean, you didn't read the book, and you made a book, and you said you made it was a review of a book, but you didn't read it. But that's beside the point. I saw a hurt human being. I saw a hurt black man that was coloring his experiences onto the new world. That was trying to take this his experiences with men and with religion and with different sorts of things and make it into something that was that. And it's not about your experience. And I you know that trauma is real. You could definitely see it inside of and it colored your perception of what how beneficial this book could have been to you. If you really read it for all 30 pages of the book and sat down and read it, you would see how beneficial this book would be to a dark melanated being such as yourself. You know, I see that we come into the panel, and I think I may look like a relative of yours. You're out there in Mississippi. You may be kin of mine. And maybe that conjures up feelings of hurt. I may look like your grandfather. I don't know, but I mean, just the fact that you use that to and instead of actually talking about the book and actually talking about what we're talking about in the book. I mean, it's to me, I thought it was very misleading to call it a book review when you weren't really talking about the book, and you skipped over. You obviously didn't read past page 15, and it's a beneficial book, especially for black people, especially for dark melanated beings such as yourself. So you use a tool that could have been helping you, and then you turned it to something that was that was not was even written in the book. It was not a lot of the stuff that you were saying wasn't written in the book. So I just wanted to address that and let you know that I am here to show you our black supremacy culture, which is to heal our black people. It's not here to hurt or to hinder or to harm any black person, but we're here to help and to aid and to be guides to our black people, you know, and there's nothing wrong with being great. I see that you and the lady, the sister Noble, you had a problem with being great, and you had a problem with being black, and you had a problem with, people that strove for greatness. All greatness is essentially is you saying, doing exactly what you say you're going to do. All greatness is essentially is that you keeping your word. Now there's different degrees of that, but that in its essence, all greatness is you being able to keep your word and being and doing exactly what you say you're going to do. So we should strive to be truthful. We should strive for greatness as black people. And as you heard at the beginning of the clip, you made the point that I said Malcolm X said he was a black supremacist, and I did play at the beginning of this clip where he does talk about being supreme and how black people are supreme and how black people and that he was taught lessons of black supremacy by Elijah Muhammad. So, yes, he was a Muslim, but he was a black supremacist as well, and admittedly so. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, and I definitely appreciate you. That's why I wanted to get on this panel because I saw a hurt black man, and I wanted to heal. I didn't want to come in here in the spirit of bashing you because you obviously didn't read the book. I wanted to come in here into in a space of healing, you know. And then, these people, your deacons are, I think a lot of times black people confuse entertainment with leadership. They confuse entertainment and entertainers with leaders. And if you look at the back panel of the book, if you read past page 15, or actually went to page 30 and read my experiences where I have led a community of off the grid black people with free food, clothing, and shelter. I have been instrumental in gang truces across South Carolina and Georgia with Bloods, Crips, GDs, all of that. So I reach out to the youth, and that's my thing, is to heal. It's not to hurt, not to hinder. Even if people think that they're hurting me, you're really hurting yourself. There's no way you could criticize me and not hurt yourself as well, because they call now prophet of black supremacy was not a self-claimed moniker. This was actually given to me by fellow premist. So, it's not something that I just claimed myself. It's not something. It's not. This is not something that I claimed as me. I was having visions. I was telling people about these visions, and I was proclaimed the prophet of black supremacy by a fellow black supremacist, and I took it. Yeah, I took it, and I said yes. I stepped into the role. So I don't. To it's not something that I claim. This is not a name that I just put out there to to make myself feel good. It's self-aggrandizement. This is not a self-aggrandizement thing. You know, in fact, they call me prophet for a reason, and I want to read. Um, and when you said that, when you went into what you were saying about about what your thoughts of the book were, because it wasn't about really the book, because you didn't read the book. But I was just saying that that we had to realize and understand exactly where we're coming from, and we had to use the right language. There's no way that black people can be racist. And you kept on putting this label of racism against me. Even if black people were to go back and enslave and hang and lynch and do every last single thing that pink people have done to us, it would be justice. It wouldn't be racist. Racism is what was used against us. That's like somebody stealing your car and then you hit them in the head to get your car back. That's that's not race. That's not you acting violently towards that person. That's you retrieving your birthright. And that's what and even if we were to do that, that would be just us retrieving our birthright. It wouldn't be racism. So to say that, I'm in the same mindset as these racists is absolutely foolhardy, uh, at the least, and very dangerous at the most, because then it starts to open up the door for pink power terrorists to try to put us on the same in the same boat as a lot of these other people, and that's not true, because we there's no way that black people can be racist, even if we were to do the same thing that that was done to us. So it's about stepping up, and we can't be afraid of our people that step up. So we are stepping up. Black supremacy is stepping up to play. It's not about living in a fantasy land. Um, now you said that the world that I have portrayed, the world that I put out, was a fantasy. That the black that the Badlands and Black Town and things of that nature. But these were actually based on models that I had lived. You know, Black Town is based on a real model of our off the grid community where we assumed a neighborhood, we took over a neighborhood and provided people with free food, clothing, and shelter. You know, so it is based on a reality. It's not based on fiction. These are things I wrote this down because of my experiences in Blacktown and actually seeing free black people. You said that you want to see black people in their natural state. Our natural state is freedom, and most black people have not ever been free ever in their life. So we are coming from a place where we had to see black people free in order to write about it. So I am the only one with that ability in in our collective of black supremacy to be able to write something like this. You know, people have different roles, but in our collective, I am the only one that's able to write these experiences down and put them down like this. You know, so and then you talk about fasting. You say that admittedly, you haven't fasted past 5 days, and it seemed like you can't speak on somebody that has um fasted for 801 days without eating any solid food and has witnesses to verify that as well. Witnesses that are in your comment section right now. So you can't say that you can't you're coming from a place where you don't know, and I'm inviting you to come to that place of freedom. I'm inviting you to come to that place of healing. I'm inviting you to shed your past traumas and to join us to be supreme beings, you know? So that's my thing is I saw a hurt black man, and they say hurt people, but there's no way you could hurt me. You're just hurting yourself if you're not reading the whole book and talking about you reviewing the book. So that's basically what I wanted to say, and just address you because I do come from a place where I see the pain. I want to heal. I'm not coming from a place of people are gonna say whatever about the book. I've been mentioned on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, not because they like my content. They hate my content. I've been deplatformed before deplatforming was a thing. Not because they love my content, not because my content went against the status quo. So I'm used to controversy. I'm used to people not liking what I got to say, you know. But my thing is when it's a black person with the potential, such as yourself, because you don't see yourself as great, but I do. I see the greatness in you, and you can be great. Just join us and walk in the path. So that's all I'm saying. And you talking about is walking religious? Is walking religious? If you're going that's to me white supremacy to a religious path because people are walking it. It's like equating somebody walking to the store to Catholicism, to a Catholic religion or something like that. It doesn't make any sense to me because it's a path. It's a way that we walk. It's a path. It's not any sort of dogmatic thing. You know, it's not anything like that. And I do want to address the thing, even though I didn't address it in the book. I didn't address the women in the book, and Sister Noble definitely didn't read the book, and she admitted it. She definitely did that. I do want to address her because anybody that is willing and able to step up will have the power to do so. That's gender that's regardless of your gender. It's about your willingness and ability first and foremost. Are you willing to step up? Are you able to step up? So your willingness and ability is that, you know. So that's my thing. And I really wish you healing, more than anything, you know, despite the fact that you didn't read the book and said that and called it a review, you know, but I wish you healing. I nothing less than that. At the very least heal. At the very most, acknowledge your supreme self and step into that because you are a supreme being. That's why people are here watching you right now. You have a level of magnetism that you are not even acknowledging, you know, and you want to live and die like the chicken that you ate. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want that? We are not beasts in the field, and we are made. We are we are different. We are special. Every snowflake that falls from the sky is different. Every snowflake that has fallen from the sky since the beginning of time has a different design because they're special. So that's basically what I wanted to say with in regards to you and the book and your review of the book. So I want to definitely address that, you know, and that's why I told Courtney to set up the meeting as soon as possible. So my question is, do you want to heal, or do you want to hurt yourself? Because it was coming because you're coming from a place of really just it seemed like self hatred. Sister Noble was talking about she doesn't see anything good for people. I mean, just this self defeating and very self destructive sort of mentality. And my thing is that we don't have to we don't have to engage in that. We don't have to be like that. We are something different. We are something you are worthy. You are worthy, you know. And Sister Noble is worthy too. So, but it didn't. But you guys weren't coming from a place of worthiness. I was just, you know, I was taken aback really by the what seemed like a lot of self hatred. You know, so that's what I was seeing in the review. Cause I didn't see the review. I didn't see the review part. I saw the other part, you know. But I don't know if I look like one of your kin or something. Well, you've got family you in the same place that a lot of my family's from. I don't know if that has anything to do with your assessment or so-called review of what I'm doing. And but like I said, that you let's step into the place of healing and step and get out of the place of hurt. I mean, so my question is, did you read past page 14? Honestly, did you read past page 14? I mean, just straight through. Just like, did you read past that page? Because I addressed non-indigenous a couple times in the book. So I mean, to say that I didn't address Chinese and Arabs and all these other people, I mean, that's definitely you definitely didn't read the whole things. So that's my question to you. Like, can you honestly say that you read past page 14 in the book straight through? Because it seemed like you read to page 14 and then you were like picking different things and writing it down and looking at things that you disagreed with and writing it down, and then speaking on it, and then talking about other people that are not involved in the book, you know. You talked about a lot of people that are in the same culture as us, but they had nothing to do with this book whatsoever. So I heard that. I heard a lot of that, and then you guys talk about Saw Netter, and I've been on Salt Netter's platform, but I don't know any black leaders that have come from that platform. I know a lot of debaters, I know a lot of content creators, and different people like that have come from that platform. But um, as far as being a leader, that's a whole different thing. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not here to shuck and jive and be an entertaining person to you. I'm here to present you with a new world. You could choose to walk to it or walk with me to it or not. I'm not here to shuck and drive and what I'm saying, do all that. That's not me. But I wanted to know. I want to know because you're not saying anything. So I mean, like, where did you really read to in the book?
Okay. I was waiting for Sister Courtney to pass the mic to me, or how are we gonna? This is conversation is just between you and I. How's this working here?
Yes, we are. This is a conversation. I'm just offering it on my platform,
Okay.
but this is a conversation, a dialogue that I want to share with subscribers and share with the YouTube universe, so to speak. But this is a conversation that literally I'm just, I'm here, but I want this dialogue, this intellectual exchange to be elevated and heightened between you two specifically.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure Brother Palmetto said that, said everything that he wanted to say. I didn't want to interrupt his flow. And I didn't want the people in the chat room and those who are listening
Oh yes, please.
think that I was, I didn't want to upset his flow. And his question to me
no, you can go ahead and it's a response.
Okay.
Yeah. This is
well, first of all, I want to
counter and to have an exchange. Definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank you once again for inviting me here to your platform, and for this brother to also welcome me into his home, especially one of whom he does not like the review or the words that I had to say about his writings. And of course, whether it's my writing or my belief, I say that there's nobody is beyond critique, whether it's you or me or the ancestors or anybody. Everybody can be critiqued. And whether you like it or not, that's your personal problem. Of course, we would love for people to like
My
what
thing
we
is
do.
that you didn't. Okay.
Of course, we would like for people to enjoy what we do, what we say. That's not always the case. And me personally, I never get upset about anything that people say about me. I don't care. I really don't. You have the right to your opinion, and you can. My thing is when you interpret or say things that I did not say, and I understand why you might get upset over those things when people take your words out of context, and sometimes we say things or whatever, and we need to probably more clarify things more so people can understand. But I mean, when it's all said and done, those who can see your vision, they see. Those who can't see your vision, they won't. That's just how it is. That's how it goes. That's what I have to deal with day in and day out. So I know you going through the same thing. And I know Brother King Noble, like I told you, myself and Brother King Noble, we basically for years have been partners. And we never agree on everything, but we partners in this struggle. And I'm not going to let nobody say nothing bad about him. I know he's not going to let nobody say nothing bad about me. We know we partners in the struggle, and we know where we need to go. So, like I told you, Brother King Noah is the only one on this platform since I've been on social media, been a brother to me. Black supremacy. So it's not like I have something against black supremacy like that. In ideology, I have a disagreement, but as far as the brotherhood, Brother King Noah and black supremacy have treated me the best on this platform. So I cannot, there's no way that I can, you think that I have some kind of hatred or dislike for black supremacy when black supremacy is my only brother on social media. I don't have no brotherhood with no Hebrew Israelites. I have no brotherhood with Kemetic folks. I have no brotherhood with none of these people. The only one I ever had a relationship, a good relationship with, and I could be me. I could say whatever I want to say, Brother King Noble, like, that's you, I understand, But these other people, you a coon, you're a Sambo, and you this and that and that and that. Because you don't like my opinion, because you don't like my critique of what you have to say. Even biological. I don't get along with my brothers and sisters. We have differences. But that's my biological brother. That's my biological sister. And we throw down together. We care about each other when it's all said and done. And that's the way we should be here. You should not expect nobody to agree. I don't expect nobody to agree with me 100%. And we all on different levels. So maybe your wisdom is higher than mine. I'm on kindergarten level. So how can you expect a kindergartner to understand what you're talking about when you so high out there in the stars? But I want to say this in response to our brother here. And he says, you didn't read the book. You didn't. No, I can tell. You didn't read no book. I know you didn't read the book. So what page does where we talk about the Badlands, what page is that? Because I don't have that in front of me.
When I talk about the Badlands?
When you talk about the Badlands and Blacktown.
Page,
I'm just curious.
Reassignments and relocation. That is page.
Is it past
okay,
page
that's
14?
Page 20. That's page 20. It's
okay,
page 21 actually. Page 21.
So if I didn't read the book, how would I know about the Badlands and Blacktown if I didn't get past page 14?
There's also at the end of the book, there is a
can I just speak?
What I call right language.
Yeah, I understand.
And I break down.
Can I speak?
I break down all of that Badlands.
Yeah, I know. I know about the definitions in the back. Yeah, I know because I read the book.
Yeah, it's the right language.
I read the book from number one.
How did you not know? How did you not know I addressed non-indigenous? You said I didn't address the Asians, Mexicans, and all that other stuff.
Your concentration was on just black folks, and you just said it in your earlier talk. You said you basically addressed pink people and black folks. That's all I was saying. And there, you don't make a specific, there's nothing specific like the Blacktown is for black folks, the Badlands for pink people. You don't make specific, okay, well, there's Chinese Town for the Chinese folks, and there's, see, you didn't go into detail what's going to be happening in Mexico Town with the Mexican folks. You didn't go into detail. But I read the book.
Okay, well let me say this because I did say the middle ground, which is the buffer zone between Blacktown and the Badlands is actually where the Mexicans and the pink and the non-Arabs, the Arabs and the non-black people, non-indigenous people are. I did state that specifically in the book.
Yeah.
So
you did. But I'm just saying, all I was saying was basically concentrated on pink people and black folks where they actually have a place that's named Blacktown and the Badland. Everybody else don't have this. It's not.
Well,
You don't
it's
have,
called the middle grounds.
you don't
It's
have a
called the middle
town
grounds. It's the
or
buffer
the
zone.
name of lands for these specific type persons. That's all I'm saying. So let me just address some of the things that you're saying, because it's not about. Well, actually, it is. I have to be truthful. I have to be truthful. This platform where I sit, I let everybody know I reject all divinity. I reject religion, spirituality. I reject these Pan-African, pro-blackness scholarship teaching. I do that. So yes, I have a bias against that type of mindset, those type of teachings. I don't care nothing. I'm not impressed by divinity and your greatness and all this feel-good rhetoric. I've been around this type of talk since I was a little boy, 7, 8, 9 years old. I've been around, the blackness and the black power and all this stuff. That was in the late 60s. And I'm still hearing, the greatness and the power and we so divine and God gonna do this. And I've been hearing this for years. And where are we at? Still sitting here with the peckerwood. Still doing the same thing. I went from the church to the Nation of Islam because I thought the Nation of Islam was different. Joined the Nation of Islam under Farrakhan. And after a while, I'm like, only thing I do is sell bean pies and newspaper. When I joined the Nation of Islam, I was ready to, let's do this. I'm ready to die on mine. If Farrakhan had told me and us to go to the White House and take care of business, it's a done deal. We ready to do this. Oh no, we want you to go sit on the corner and sell some eggs so the people can make some more bean pies later or whatever. I wasn't ready for that kind. I thought the Nation of Islam was about action. Now, however you want to do it, right now here in 2021, I have something called Operation Exodus Mississippi, a civil way, an intelligent way to actually create what you're talking about. We could do that. But I also, on the other hand, if y'all want to get busy and show that we're nothing to play with, I don't mind laying down the line and die on the battlefield. I'm going to take a lot of them with me too. However you want to do it. But you're really not, I'm dealing with people who really don't want to do nothing except feel good. I want to talk about my greatness and all la-di-da land and all this stuff. You really don't want to do nothing. You're actually comfortable in this place that you find yourself in. And I'm not about that. So let me just address some things here that you said. You was talking about a birthright. I don't know where you're getting this from. Your birthright. You have a birthright to some land. How? Nobody owns the earth. Nobody. In this reality that we live in for the last some thousand years, if you cannot defend, protect the little place that you call your birthright, your land, then you lose it to the stronger. There is no birthright. And chances are there was somebody who your people probably took it from. And as far as the earth is concerned, nobody owns the earth. You live and you die. You're not going to take none of this earth with you. Never. The Native American people was here. They could not defend this land. And it was taken from them. And do you know why Biden, do you know why the United States have all these nuclear weapons and all this stuff? Because they know another power could come in and take it from them. And a lot of the people that have been conquered in the past, a lot of them we don't even know. Because they was totally destroyed. Everything about them was totally destroyed. And we don't even know that they even existed. Who knows how many great civilizations and and tribes have existed, but they was conquered. And don't necessarily mean that you was conquered by a human being. Maybe there was a big earthquake, a big flood that wiped them out. We don't know. We don't have no birthright. You was born. Yeah, you have a right to use the land, but you don't have no right. This is mine. I own this. No, that ain't how things work. Because of power, you only own it as long as you can defend it. Once you can't defend it, you no longer own it. It's just like if I walk up to you and say, stick them up, I want your wallet. Once you give me your wallet, it's mine. Until you can find a way to get it back. It's mine. It's my wallet. It's in my possession. What they said, possession is 1/5 of the law, some crap like that. It's mine. Until you bad enough to take it back. And if you're not bad enough to take it back, it's mine. It's going to be mine forever till you can get it back. It's mine. And as far as anybody else concerned, well, he got the wallet. How you know it's mine? It's in my possession. It's mine. My money. My ID. Everything is mine. My wallet. I took it because I used the gun. And you gave it to me because you were scared to get shot. You gave it to me because I'm superior, because I got the weapon that you know that can take your life. So this birthright thing, we have a delusional way of looking at the earth. Like we own the earth. You don't own nothing. When you die, your body goes back into the earth, but you don't own nothing. Your ownership is only as long as you have the power to defend this particular amount of ground. But I read your book. You might not like what I have to say. I read your book, and I even said it in the video. Matter of fact, I said in the video, I don't like to read. I don't read stuff no more. And I'll tell you the reason why I don't read things no more. First of all, the main reason was
you started off with that.
I was incarcerated for 10 years, and I had to read all those law books and all this different information to get myself out of incarceration. All that reading and writing I had to do, it burned me out. And not only did I do that for myself, but I was helping other people too. So it was constantly writing different motions to the court, going to the library and reading. And it burned me out because it took a lot of work. And it's frustrating when you're making these motions and filing these different things in court, and the court said, turn you down. And then I got to wait a whole nother year in order to try again. It's frustrating. So I got burned out. So actually, you really should feel, even though, because you don't understand, really it's an honor. It's an honor and a privilege, really, for me to take the time. Because I have books. Like I told you, I've been around for a little while. I got books about Africa. I got books about the islands. I got a book about, of course, the religious books. I got all kinds of books. I'm throwing all that stuff away. Throwing it all away. I'm giving it to the library. Don't mean nothing to me no more. Because I read all these books. I got all this information. I've done all this research. And I'm still sitting here living with pink racists, living with a people who really don't want to do nothing. Just run their mouth and talk. And get the wisdom and the understanding. And I'm divine in my melanin and all this other stuff. That didn't help me when I was locked up. I knew about melanin. I knew about black divinity. I was raised in that for years. Didn't help me when I was locked up. None of it. It made me look more crazier. That's what it did. But I read your book. I read your book, and I understand exactly where you're coming from. But I don't like black. Oh, he said it. He don't like. No, I don't. I don't like black. You know why I don't like black? Because it belongs to the Peckerwood. That's where that word black comes from. Black, colored, Africa, Negro, all that belongs to the Peckerwood. He gave that to his dog that he made a pet out of. Black is a symbol of being dominated and conquered. There's a lot of African people. They don't like that word black either. They don't like African because they understand and they know that word comes from their enemy. I'm not black. And you said in your lecture, you say in the book, and you say in the book how that label has been used by Egyptians and other people in the past, the land of the black and things of this nature.
Yeah.
First of all, we really don't know. We taken from one language into another. We don't know what they really meant. But when you got racist, because you didn't do it, you didn't interpret those hieroglyphics or the language. You depended upon this Peckerwood to put it into English, and he's a racist. So everything about him is black and white. Everything about him is red, yellow, black, and green, or whatever, because he's a racist. Why would Egyptians, why would people trip on, why would they trip on black when that's all they seen every day? Why would they care about it? Every day they wake up to the day they die, nothing but black folks. Why would they trip on the color black? The only one who would trip on the color black would be a racist. Somebody that want to show you that there's a difference between me and you. They wouldn't care nothing about that. They wouldn't care nothing about that at all. I'm more than skin color.
Can I address what you're saying right there? I'm gonna address what you're saying right there because
I want
black wasn't always used as a racial identification. It's not a racial identification. That's what I'm saying. It was used as a racial identification from pink people.
Can I speak to what I want to say? Like I allowed you to talk. I allowed you to speak everything that you want,
brother. I want you to heal. So I want you to say what you need to say because I want you to heal.
And I took notes. And I took notes when you got done. And you can do the same for me. Allow me this, because you throwing me off my groove. I did not say anything. Because I wanted to say something as soon as you said I didn't read the book. I wanted to tell you. Because I read the book. The whole 30 pages. I read the book. But I did not say anything. I read your book. Here's all my notes. Here's all my notes. 4 pages of notes. I read the book. 4 pages of notes. I read the book. That's why I know about Black Time. You said it's the 20th page, and I got 10 more to go. The book talks about black divinity and all. I know because I read the whole book. Now, did I read the book to your satisfaction or understanding? I'm pretty sure not. Because I'm telling you from the very beginning, I'm biased against black. Because that's the label of the Peckerwood gave them that, gave us that. I don't like it. It's the same thing. Now, why do you think black would help you become liberated or free? That came from your oppressor. That's the same logic as though Nazism in some kind of way can help the Jews deal with their problem. Nazism, that mindset of Nazism is what put the Jews in the position that they was in. Then they're going to turn around and use that same philosophy, the same thing that hurt them. They said we can flip this around some kind of way, and that's going to make us great. That's going to make us divide. That don't even make any sense. And these things, black supremacy, supreme to be black, or for as I'm concerned, you still want to be a slave. Oh, now he's showing self-hatred. What is hatred of self? According to who? What is this self that I hate? When you call me black, yeah, I hate that. When you call me African, yeah, I hate that. When you call me all this stuff that I know I'm not, yeah, I hate that. Don't try to label me. If you want to be a slave, so what's the sense of a black Muslim changing his name to Abdul Aziz? Tell me, I'm getting out the white man's name, but you're still gonna use the label black, which come from him, and all these other things that come from your enemy. So what's the sense of changing your name when you still carrying the mindset and the concepts of your oppressor, and you're still carrying the labels of your oppressor? Africa, and on top, Africa is a continent. It's not a people. Who you talking about? I hate myself. What self do I hate? I'm an African. Who? There are countless people on the African continent. Who do I hate? And why do I hate them? Nobody on the continent done nothing to me. I'm just not them. Now, you might want to be them. That's your business. We don't have no respect for each other because that's what you are. That's fine. Be who you are. I never told you don't be no African. That's your business. I just tell you how I feel. I don't get angry because you're African or you're a black supremacist or comedic, or I don't get angry at nobody over that. I don't get angry over that. They get angry over me because what I'm saying makes sense, and you don't want to accept that. Because you caught up in racism, you still caught up in this rhetoric that the oppressor put on you. And you're trying to make his crap free you, and it cannot. And that's why you're still not free. How long have we been screaming black power? You have not got it. No power. We got all these things for the last, from 2010 to 2020, all this black power, all this wisdom, the Pan-Africanism and the comedics, all that. What, if you put all these people put together, what have they accomplished? What have they done for the African people here? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing to speak of. I'm not saying that what people are not doing, it has no benefit. Matter of fact, most of it benefits those individuals first. You know, their personal family, because I got my children and my wife, we got to eat. It don't do nothing for me. You haven't done anything where it benefits me that I know of. So what kind of power are you talking about? When you talk about greatness, there's two kinds of greatness. One is vanity, because I want to be better than somebody. And then the other one is simply, hey, I'm just good at what I do. And that's all Muhammad Ali was saying. He's the greatest. I'm good at boxing. That's all. I'm a good boxer. I'm great at boxing. But we look at greatness, I just want to be better than others. I'm special. And you said it yourself in your talk, I'm special. I'm divine. I'm the greatest. I'm better than the Chinese. I'm better than those Africans. I'm better than the white man. I'm better. I'm the greatest. I'm special. Where are you getting this mindset from? You getting it due to our interaction with an oppressor who think the same way. White supremacy. I'm the greatest. I'm better. I'll kill you and take your accomplishments, and I'll put that on my resume too. Same mindset, same mentality. I don't want nothing to do with that. There's nothing special about me. I just want to live my life. I don't want your religion. I don't want your divinity. I just want to be free. I don't want your spirituality. I just want to be free. Right or wrong, I just want to be. I want people to leave me the hell alone. I'm tired of somebody trying to tell me what to do, when to wake up, who to pray to. You might as well be in prison, because that's what they do to you in prison. Tell you when you need to get up, tell you when to sleep, all these different things. You might as well be in prison. It don't make any difference. The only thing I see is I'm leaving one slave plantation and I'm going to another. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm going from one place, one oppressor, to another. What else did you say? And I never did say that you were racist, because contrary to popular belief, black people can't be racist. Oh, yes, they can. Well, then, if you're racist, that means because of your race, You can control the education, the media, the employment, and all those different things, the sciences and the education of other people. No, you can be biased and you can be prejudiced, but you can't be racist. You can't be racist. You don't have any power to do anything to nobody. In your mind, you can be. And on top of that, if you can be racist, you're still basing everything on skin color. It's all on skin color. Now, you say that freedom, or you simply said that the nature of the black man is simply freedom. Freedom according to who? Really, there's no such thing as freedom. Because in order to be in a civilized so-called society, you have to make rules and laws. Freedom is anarchy. True freedom is anarchy. Like if your car had freedom, then this tire would go that way and the other tire would go that way. That's real freedom. So you're not talking about freedom in that sense. We're not talking about freedom. We're talking about freedom where there is, you just do the best you can to bring to your society some type of order. It has to have order. Order that is fair to everybody. That's what I view of as freedom. It's simply order. And it is natural to be free. You want to be free to be able to do your own thing. You don't want to be under, especially as men, we don't want to be under the domination of another man. As men, you should want your own. You want your own nuclear power plants, your own electrical systems, your own gas and light. You want to be able to grow your own food. You want to be able to go to your wife and children and they know that this is what we produce as men. We produce these things. And that should be number one priority. So I understand you say that you have the experience because you took over or took control of a neighborhood or something like that. And that's wonderful and that's nice. We actually have been doing this all over the country. There's a Christian church that basically run a whole neighborhood in Philadelphia and things of this nature. And that's good. That's good as far as our getting on a tricycle with training wheels. Because that's nothing like running an independent government. You're responsible for the roads. You're responsible for the trash. You're responsible for all these different things that people have to deal with in life. And I have two more things real quick, and I'm going to let you hand the mic back over to you so that you can respond. And we was talking about your fasting. And I did. The longest I've ever fasted was 5 days straight. And I've never done it before in my life. I just said, I'm going to fast. Me and my sister, we just done it. Nothing but water, really, and drank a little coffee and tea. So I know it can be done. I mean, you can do that. I choose not to do that. It's not, you know, I'm not spiritual or nothing like that. I'm not looking for divine guidance from nobody. When I did it, was purely for health reasons. Give your system a chance. Like I was following the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. Give your system a chance to get rid of some of the poisons that have built up in your system, things of that nature, simply for health purposes. Sister Nova wanted me to ask you. Sister Nova wanted me to ask you, what is the woman's role in this new reality? And you said she can just step up. What, you know, what do you mean by step up? Because see, we have a problem here. The sisters don't get any play. It's all about the men. All the prophets, you know, all this divinity, only reach out to men. Where the sisters at? The sisters don't have no role in divinity. Now, this divinity, the spirituality, shouldn't have a gender. Why is the focus? How come? Okay, so if that's the case, a sister, she can fast for 800 days, and she should be able to get some kind of great divine message from the heavens, if that's the case. But the only thing we see around here is men. That's all I see. The spokespeople. The women, the males are always the one in front. Why is that? And that's not fair. That's not freedom either. That's unfair. Why is this divinity? Why is this spirituality? It seems to be biased and prejudice against her. Why is that? I don't want to be listening to men all the time. Now, see, some of these guys, they don't mind listening to men, following up behind men. Always a Marcus Garvey this, and Frederick Douglass this. Where the women at? You might as well go to a gay club. That's all. That's nothing but men there. Prophet Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad. It's all about the men. Malcolm X. And the list goes on and on. You very rarely, you talk about Harriet Tubman because somebody just made a movie about her not too long ago. Harriet Tubman. We leave all the sisters out in the struggle. But now look, I say this. I'm gonna pass the mic. I'm reading the comment section, you know, the chat room. It's just really sad. You know, you got liars in the chat room. You got people in the chat room just, you know, telling lies and fantasy because they don't like the truth that I'm bringing. They don't like the truth that I'm bringing. I'm not into the fantasy stuff. Feel good rhetoric. I thought Black Power was supposed to be different than the church. But the reality is the church has done more for us than all this Black Power garbage put together. And that's a fact. That's the reality of it. Yo, Black Power, Black Supremacy, all this blackity black stuff, you ain't done nothing. Make a list, make a video, show all your accomplishments. I'll make a list and a video of everything Christians do. I have been treated in the Christian church way better than by anybody. I've never been called a nigger by somebody in the Christian church. I've never had my life threatened by people in the Christian church. Black Power, I'm a coon, I'm a Sambo, I'm a nigger, I'm all kinds of stuff. Then you turn around, I love my people, I love Black people. And oh, where's all that? And then who you begging for money? You begging the Christians for money. Oh, brother and sister, and you know they're Christian, you begging them for money. A bunch of professional beggars. That's all these blackity black folks do is beg for money. I'm trying to do this. Sell some red, white, and blue tennis shoes. For who? To benefit who? Yourself and your children. So I'm not impressed by you. And you know why you're not going to be successful? Because you're basing everything that you are on something that put you on a slave plantation. And you think black and all this other stuff is going to get you off the plantation. And how do you know so much? You just came off the slave plantation. We are more slave than we are supposed to be free people. You only got about 100 years of so-called freedom. And where you getting all this knowledge from? From the white man. because that's your only teacher. Who taught you about Egypt and Africa? White man taught you that. You didn't find out about that. He taught you that. That's the foundation of everything that you know. Everything that you know of, that's the foundation. Because we wasn't allowed to read and write for hundreds of years. Then you come off the slave plantation. Who giving you your knowledge? You didn't get no Marcus Garvey. You didn't get no Noble Drew Ali until the 20s and the 30s. Who's your teacher? Who's giving you all this knowledge? The oppressor. That's your foundation. You're nothing but a chocolate-covered Pan-African. You really a European. See, you don't want to hear that because you live in these fantasy worlds. You think that you're different. You want to talk about the coon and the Sambos and things of this nature. You want to talk about people like that. You ain't no different. The only thing you a European, the only thing you done was put some chocolate over you. And you don't understand where I'm coming from because I'm keeping it real because I'm sick of all of it. I've been around that stuff, that black power, divinity, spiritual stuff, that might impress you. It don't impress me. I've been there, done that. It didn't get me nowhere. And everybody that I see, it hasn't got them nowhere. You don't get angry at me because you're a bunch of losers. You're losers. That's the reality of it. So you need to stay away from me because I'm going to tell you the truth. You're a loser. Go and deal with somebody who's going to tell you you are God and your melanin, you special. Go listen to those fairy tales and be the comfortable slave that you are. Talk about freedom, but you'll never be free. Never. I'm passing the mic to my brother. Nobody cares who you feel. No, I don't agree.
You said a lot, so let me unpack what you said. Let me unpack what you had just said, brother, because you have made a lot of statements, and I want to make a clear distinction between Black power and Black supremacy, because you have made a distinction that you've been treated this way by Black power, Black power this and Black power that. There's a clear distinction between Black power and Black supremacy, because when I first came in here, I said I came in here. I know you didn't read the book, but I came here in a place of healing, because all the stuff that you're talking about is in the back of the book, so you could just look in the back of the book and see it. So despite that, I came in here in a place of healing and healing you, because I saw a hurt Black man. So that's where I came from. That's the reason why I wanted to have this discourse with you in the first place. It wasn't the fact that you did not read the book or anything like that. It wasn't about that, because you would have known about the middle grounds and everything like that. You would have known about that. But that's despite the fact. And you're still coming from a place of hurt because these people from Black power hurt you and all this other stuff, and you never could be free and things of that nature. Well, Black supremacy, we are free. There is no jurisdiction. I'm not under any pink power jurisdiction. We are free here. We are free. I also want to say that when we were using the term black, when we were using the term black to talk about Black people, that it was not a racial classification. It was a status, just like white was a status. We use white and Black as status symbols. That's why Asar was the perfect Black, not because he had black skin, because he was a divine being, and he proved it. You say, what have I done differently? And I told you, if you would have read to the back of the book and read the stuff that I had done, there's a list of things that I've done that nobody else has done. I didn't come into consciousness from saw Netta or reading some books or anything like that. I got into consciousness from a police chase. I got into consciousness because my car sped out at 120 miles per hour during a high speed police chase, and I saw Anubis in the back seat of my car. That's what woke me up. Not any books, not any Bobby Hemmett, not anything like that. I became very aware of our situation because I used to help people sell crack. And the women that got raped by police officers, they would get all the police officers that were patrolling from in Colombia from 2 a.m. in the morning to 5 a.m. in the morning. These women would come and tell me these stories about how they got raped by these police officers. That's how I came into consciousness. I didn't come into consciousness from reading and from books and all the other stuff like that. I grew into that. So I am a testimony of doing something different. I am a testimony to that. I am a testimony to that. You can't say you know anybody that has fasted for 801 days. That's because I had came into the consciousness. That's because I had came into that being. That's because of that supreme self and that knowledge that I am supreme, that I was able to go into that. After Trayvon Martin was killed, I called on a nationwide hunger strike from my radio show, Too Raw for TV. And I did a symbolic hunger strike where I didn't eat any solid foods, and first month a lot of people were with me. After the first month, people dropped off. Everybody seemed to drop off, and the ancestor said, "You're doing this just for you." And I continued on. I continued on with it. I continued on with it for 801 days until I realized that we are free. Black people are free. And now it's just a choice of whether we want to fight or flight. And so there is a difference. There is a distinct difference between black power and black supremacy. You yourself even admitted that in your own admission. You talked about the way you were treated by black power. You never were treated like that by black supremacy. Never were treated like that by black supremacy. And I said I wanted to come in a place of healing because you came in here very, talking about you weren't special, and when everything is special. Everything is special. You want to just live and die? I don't that's not the sort of life I want my child, just to live and die. Because if you just live and die, then you are just fueling someone else's fantasy. And then you talk about a fantasy world. A fantasy world. Well, you break down and talk about how you have a matriarch and there's a matriarchal society, and where nature is balanced and things of that nature. The writings that I have in the book 3 Steps to End Racism right now is based on real life experiences. It's based on my black town. It's based on my experiences in black town and doing that. When I was in Blacktown, the person that helped me run Blacktown was a woman. So it's not about your gender, it's about your willingness and ability to do things. So you ask where the women are, the women are there. In their natural state. In their natural state, they may not want to just step up and do things like that. You want them to do things as a man. So that's your man per that's your man perspective, painting on these women that you want them to do these certain things. You want them to step up. You want them to do this and you want them to do that just like a man. Why do you want a woman to act like a man? That's like some Tyler Perry stuff, you know? Think like a man, like that's like some Steve Harvey stuff. You think like a man and all that stuff like that. Women are not supposed to be doing that. Women have different roles in their natural state. And they not, and when you're free, when you're absolutely free, you see that. And women see that. So it's not like, where are the women at? Where are the women at? Like they're there. And they're in their natural state and they're doing their thing. They don't have to be in the forefront. They don't want to be in the forefront. They don't want to do that. And that someone that wants to do that has been tampered with by pink power terrorism. They are programmed by pink power terrorism and feminism to want to act as a man and to step up and to do all that thing. And that's not how we're supposed to be. So you saying that is you objectifying women, and that's your male perspective of how a woman it's supposed to be, and why isn't the woman doing this, and why isn't the woman doing that? Why? Because in their natural state, they don't want to do that for the most part. But like I said, when I was in Blacktown, the main person that helped me out was a woman. You know, she did a lot of stuff. She did a lot of things, and and she stepped up to the plate a lot. And it's about your willingness and ability. That's what it is about in Black supremacy. It's not about your gender. It's not. We don't do the gender roles. We're not. It's not a gender thing. It's not about men domination or woman domination. It's about your willingness and ability to do things. Because I have a proficiency in writing, because I did fast for 800 wedding days and had those visions, because I have a connection that a lot of people have seen me do supernatural things. A lot of people have all my supernatural occurrences have had witnesses. Every last single one, up to the police chase, where I seen Anubis, where you can see it on YouTube. You know, you can see the police chase on YouTube, where I my car spin out at 120 miles per hour, and I didn't get injured or anything like that. My car just made a real smooth 3-point turn, and and nothing happened to it. And that all of that is verified, and on people seen that. So you know, to say that women need to step up the plate, women need to do this, and that's your male perspective on women. So to me, you you are projecting. You're projecting this image that you want to see women as, and that's not how women really are. Women. That's not how they are in their natural state. But I'm with any women that's willing able to step up to power. It's about it's collective. It's not about gender roles and all that stuff like that. And that's to me that's insanity. It's not about gender roles. If you're willing to step up, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you're projecting a lot. You're projecting your own vision of women. You say you speak highly of, you have you don't think that highly of women as you think you think. You think highly of women, really don't, because then you will be willing to accept them in the roles that they naturally play. And I'm willing to accept women in any role. If she wants to step up and rule and conquer with me, then let's step up and rule and conquer. So you can have the Queen of Zingas. You have all of those people. You have, like you mentioned, the Harriet Tubmans. You have all those people. If a Harriet Tubman came up right now, let's ride. I'm with it. So I mean, I'm with all that. So to say that is gender. I'm basing things on gender and all this other stuff. That's absolutely not true. Women just act naturally different than men. Women just act naturally different than men. You don't they not just naturally doing the things you want them to do naturally. And I don't know why you want women to do all these things. You talk about this fantasy land when all my stuff based on reality, but then in your review, you painted this picture of this matriarchy, which you never lived through a matriarchy, or a patriarchy, I should say. You never lived through a matriarchy or a true patriarchy, but you painted this picture of this matriarchy where where the balance of the earth is balanced, and people's energy, people are people come back into their natural selves, and people in the environment becomes better again, and all this other stuff. And that's a fantasy land. To me, that was fantasy. That was more fantasy than anything I read in my book. Cause all the stuff I was saying in my book was true. The stuff that you saying about the matriarchy, which you never lived through, you never been through a matriarchy, because there's never been a queen or a king ruling over you. You know what I'm saying? There's never been a queen or a king. We live in a very we live in a really in uh an anarchist state that is with it is just false uniformity. We live in a fake of you know, it's very deceptive what this is. You know what I'm saying? They put different people in different positions of power. You know, the closest thing to a matriarchy is the black community because because in job positions they give job women more better job positions, but that's not a true matriarchy. That's not a true matriarchy. So you can't say you have ever been through a matriarchy or a patriarchy and paint this fantasy world of a matriarchy where the earth is balanced again, the water's clean, and the birds are chirping, and all this other stuff. That's fake. That's fake. That's a fake reality. You know what I'm saying? But what I say is real. And I talk about the middle grounds. You never have mentioned the middle grounds. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I made the point. I proved the point that you didn't truly read the book. And if you don't want to admit to it, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, if you want to talk about what I do differently, is all in the back. Have you ever unified all the gangs in the southeast? You know, I led Blacktown. I fasted for 801 days. I mean, these are just some of my accomplishments. You know, this not even this is just that's just the tip of the iceberg of the kind of stuff that I've been doing all my life. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I am special because I know that people can. There's not everybody could do. Even yourself admitted that you couldn't do it. So how am I not special? How can I? Why would I say, "Oh, I'm not special"? I just fasted for 801 days. Not even Jesus did that. Not even Jesus did that. Jesus couldn't do that. You tell Jesus not to eat for 801 days, he'll say, "Shit, not me." Jesus couldn't do it. So you're telling me I'm not to step up into my divinity and not to acknowledge how special that I am? I'm not going to do that. I know how special I am. You know what I'm saying? I know that I have a divine role in this. So you know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm a regular person. You know, because I have had visions that have helped people. I have helped people. I have helped communities. I have helped families, and I'm helping you right now to heal. I'm helping you right now, brother, by even being here, by even reading this book that helped you, or halfway reading it. You know, to for me to deny that, and then you talk about how much you love Malcolm, but then Malcolm said we are supreme, and you had nothing to say about that. You had nothing to say about that. So I mean, we black wasn't a racial identification when we used letters. So that's why we use that's so to me when you say black and we use some sort of racial identity, no, that's what pink people did. They used it as a racial identity because there was no race until they created it. Okay, and then black supremacy. You said that black supremacy was just the answer to white supremacy. It wouldn't existed without white supremacy. And that's not true because we always have worldwide rulership of things. And you know, and it was the Moors and all that stuff like that. It may not have been called black supremacy, but Christianity always called Christianity. It was called Gnosticism. It was called Marxism. It was called a lot of different things before it was now is known as Christianity. You know what I'm saying? So black supremacy has gone through many forms, and now it's taken its most at black supremacy. But black supremacy has gone through many forms. And then another thing I wanted to address because you talked about hemp, and I was talking about how utilizing hemp for a means of exchange. And you took that to mean that I'm smoking weed and all that stuff like that. And I thought that was very derogatory because I don't smoke weed, I don't drink. But then you want to talk about, oh well, he just came out, he wanted to do some hemp so he could smoke weed. That's not. I mean, that to me that was racist because that was you using a black stereotype against a black person. To me, that was the most racist thing that was on there. Is you talking about smoke weed and all this other stuff. I don't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Pimp, hemp was what the Constitution was written on. They make clothes out of hemp. They can make concrete out of hemp. It's just common. It's just it doesn't take a rocket scientist of hemp and what hemp can do. Using hemp because of control of that industry. Black people used to be in control of the black people used to be hemp industry. So that's why they started making paper with trees, started using utilizing different things for clothing and things of that nature because black people used to control the hemp industry. That was why it was made illegal in the first place. So to say that I want hemp because I want to smoke weed and drink, I don't know where you came with the alcohol with. I thought that was very racist of you. I thought that was very racist. But like I said, I'm not here to call you on your racism, or on here to call you on your hypocrisy. You heal. So that's why I came in here. That's why I came and I wanted to speak to you so quickly for it because I wanted to help you heal past, like you said, the scars of Black Power and the scars of these different people that they made threats on your life. No Black supremacist has ever done that. So you got to make a clear distinction between what Black supremacy is and Black Power because I came here in the spirit of helping you heal. Even though you have I don't care what you say about the book. I don't care what you say about it. It only matters that you read it. It only matters that you read it because once those ideas are in your mind, that's the only thing that matters. Because see, you can't defeat an enemy if you don't win up here first. So you got to conquer the mind first. So that's the only thing that concerns me is that that people read the book. I don't care if they agree or disagree or whatever. I don't care about that because enough people are going to look at that and make a change and make a difference. I've already made world changes. I've already made world changes. Obama and Trump know me. That's facts and that's verified. So I already have made world changes. Hashtag FYF911. I have already made world changes. So I'm concerned about what you think about the book. I'm concerned about your healing. That's why I came here initially. But you were painting a false picture of what I did say in the book. So that's why I came in here. But to live and die, if you're gonna just live and die, why don't you just you that's slave that's a slave mentality. Slave die. You, we're doing something different. We're to do something different. We're here to create something. If we weren't here, we might as well be just animals. We might as well just be in the field with the pigs and the what I'm saying, the cattle and all that stuff like that. We might as well do that if we're not here to make a difference. If we're not here to do something different. Hmm? Okay. Um. So I know. Courtney said you want to say something.
We want to thank you, and we would love to follow up again on your platform. We do have to jump to another teleconferencing session. Like I said, this work is in high demand. But I thank you so much. Everyone in the room is so engaged. I could tell you all want to keep going, but for the sake of we have to continue on with the day, and we have another teleconferencing session. We're going to have to wrap this up, but we do want to play this on our way out.
Well, can I say something first?
Absolutely.
Brother, I'm saying this. I don't care if you read the book. Really, honestly, is a plus if you did. But I'm coming from a place of love. I love you as a brother. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. I don't care what you got to say about me. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that we that our what we stand on is more than what we're against. You know, we're for the same thing.
Absolutely.
We are for the same thing. So it doesn't even matter what you think of this book. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you think of this book. But I did want to come from a place. I wanted to heal you, and that's why I came in here. That's what I first said, and that's what
Well,
I'm standing on.
I want to say, I think it's arrogant of you. I think it's arrogant of you to say that you're trying to heal me like you some kind of doctor. You can't heal me. You know, you talk about somebody insulting somebody. That's an insult to me. How are you healing? How are you going to heal me? You some kind of doctor? What do you mean heal me? I'm insulted. I'm insulted when you tell me something like that. I'm insulted when you keep telling me I didn't read the book. I did read your book. There's no reason for me to lie. I'm telling you where I disagree, where I might need some clarification. I read the book. Don't call me a liar. I read your book. And you can't heal me. You're not a doctor. You're not the Almighty or something like that. This is the stuff that I'm sick and tired of in this blackity black stuff, because it gives you an arrogant sense of being. And you're not all that. You don't impress the Peckerwood, but you think that you wanna go to another slaves on the plantation and you think that you can impress them with your knowledge and you fasted, you got all these revelations and things of that nature. That's what I'm tired of messing with that. We so special, but don't have a pot to piss in. Don't have nothing. You don't have nothing. Where you getting your food to give away? Directly, indirectly, it's coming from the Peckerwood. You have nothing. You grow nothing. You have no electricity. You have no YouTube. And the brothers and sisters that have alternate versions of Facebook and YouTube, we don't even support them.
He actually does grow.
It's 40 million of us. Can you feed us with your little garden?
I come from a place of healing, brother. All that stuff you saying, all that stuff you saying. I mean, I come from a place I'm trying to heal. You know what I'm saying?
Arrogant place.
Whatever you think about it.
In order to heal, that means you must say, you telling me I'm sick for some reason. But there ain't nothing wrong with you. See, that's an insult. You telling me that I'm sick.
There's not.
Why am I sick? That's an insult to me. You can't heal me. You're not no doctor.
You need you need to hear it.
No, I don't need to hear it.
You need to
I don't need to hear it like that. You need the healing. I don't need your healing. I didn't ask for a doctor's appointment. That's an insult to me. You telling me I'm sick. Did I tell you that you were sick?
Well,
no, I did not. Did I tell you that I need to come to you and give you some kind of new information, something that's going to heal you and make you better? I didn't come to you that way, but you're going to come to me. I'm sick. I need some kind of healing.
Yeah, you did say I smoke weed and drink, though, even though you.
No, I did not. I was speaking in general. I did not say you smoke any weed. I was speaking in general. Because Negroes do that, and they have all these excuses why they smoke and they drink. I did not say your name and say that you smoke and drink. I don't know what you do. I don't know you like that. And you don't know me like that. And when it comes to the sisters stepping up, only thing I'm saying is, if the sisters want to do that, let them do it. Why are we hindering? Men are purposely hindering women from doing certain things. If the sisters want to try, if they get a revelation, put them out there. And you can have,
absolutely.
And you can have a utopia. That was watching on TV, there's a tribe. And you don't even know who the kings and the queens are. You go to the tribe, everybody got the same kind of hut. When they go out and get the food, everybody eat the same stuff. You don't even know. Bees do it. You don't see bees arguing. The queen bee don't run around talking about I'm better than some. Well, they call her the queen bee. She just know her role. She lay the eggs. And everybody need each other. How come we can't do the same thing? How come we can't do that? But I know that we out of time. And I thank you and Sister Courtney, and even my critics in the chat room. It's funny. It's all great. It's all good. I just can't do it no more. I'm a realist. I have to accept reality. I'm not into these different things. When we actually accomplish something, then I would give us the credit. I'm not gonna call you a god and a goddess and all these different things, and we divine and one, and you did not earn it.
Read the last page. Read the last page.
You know, you have to earn it first. And you can't earn it. You cannot earn it while you're still living under the jurisdiction and the domination of your enemy. Get out, get liberated. That's the first step. Get liberated. All this talk that you're doing and you're still depending on this Peckerwood and under his domination, oh, that don't mean nothing. But you are always welcome on my platform. And like you say, I don't have a problem with your brother.
You all in the chat. Thank you.
So you're welcome to always come. And I hope that I'm welcome to come back here.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we glow up, we elevate the conversation. Absolutely. If
Yes,
anyone would like to reach out to either one of these guests, please see their contact information in the chat stream. We are closing out. If anyone wants to contact me, y'all know what to do. I'm groupglowup@gmail.com. We're live
Beautiful.
from ThÄ TV, Printing Press and Studios. Please join back for our next elevated conversation. Y'all know tonight, actually, Palmetto Star, you can call him Prophet Robet. He is going live on his Instagram with a thrilling conversation regarding the newfound information on the assassination, the murder of dear beloved brother, Prince Malcolm X. Please make sure you tune in tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
The links are through his IG. You can find the information there as well as the call-in option. I'll be on tonight. He'll be on. It'll be a great time to really continue because, as you said, brother, the work does not stop. It's in doing. It's in the doing. The discussion is part of it, though, but it's in the doing. So next time on the new one, drop your exchange as far as in the comment section so we can continue to build beyond the boards. And again, y'all know what to do until next time. Make sure y'all glow up. But we're going to close out today with the words of our brother, again, our shining prince, brother Malcolm X. I also would like everyone to know that we are on the eve of the day that Trayvon Martin was murdered and taken from us. Tomorrow marks, first of all, last week he would have turned, you know, it's amazing how time flies. The brother would have been 26 years old. Last week marked his birthday, and tomorrow marks the day that George Zimmerman murdered this boy, and George Zimmerman is still walking amongst us. So let's get unified. As Brother Huey said, there's only one way to truly fight racism, and that's in the unity of us. Black supremacy. And until next time, let's leave with this Malcolm quote. Please exchange information. Please, everyone, love someone. Let's unify. Let's elevate the conversation by any means necessary.
Who taught you to hate the texture of the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself who taught you to hate being what God gave you.